Hey guys, it's Brittany Furlan, and I play Brianna Brown in the new film Spy Intervention, which comes out on February 14th. And you're listening to The Dave and Creech Show.
Hey guys, it's Drew Van Acker from the film Spy Intervention. I play Corey Gage, and you guys are listening to The Dave and Creech Show.
Many of the terms, comments, and stories you're about to hear may not be suitable for some. Listener discretion advised.
I'll give you a good reason why my house is not complete. I have a professional wrestler and a gangster rapper building my house.
All right now, boys and girls, we want to introduce...
Mom says when I wear this badge, you're supposed to treat me like a man of the law.
Dave Sheridan.
I did poop my pants a little bit on purpose. You know, I wanted to.
Oh, so. You did it. CJ Creech. I actually got on Facebook a friend request from a member of ISIS this past week, which was really freaking weird.
Have you seen your beard lately?
The Dave and Creech Show.
Now here's your hosts, Dave and Creech.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Dave and Creech Show. This is a video podcast, and it's actually the first video podcast we've had with Dave himself.
It's been a while. I don't know if it's the first, but maybe it is.
It's been the first video one we've done for sure.
Right.
And this is a special podcast. Not only is it a video for this guy's first, we're popping his cherry, but he's also got a movie.
Hold on. Popping my cherry. Back off a little bit. I'm not going to pop my cherry with you, Creech, okay? You would overly pop my cherry. You might crush my cherry. You might flatten my cherry. Keep my cherry in place.
Okay, we won't touch your cherry today. But we are here because you've also got, well, we're here to do an interview with Danielle Harris, which you'll see in another episode. But
Great interview.
You've got a actual movie coming out.
I do.
This
and so
Friday.
Does she.
And so does she.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about her movie, but my film is called Spy Intervention, and it stars, who is...
Brittany Furlan.
Yeah, no,
and
but
Drew Van Acker
from Pretty Little Liars. He's a hunk. He's a good-looking guy.
He's shirtless in it a lot.
If you like spy stuff, action adventure, abs and muscles, it's out February 14th. It's the perfect Valentine's Day movie to take a loved one out for a dinner and a movie. Also available on video on demand on the same day. Brittany Furlan's in it. She's really funny in it. Blake from Workaholics, and myself. And I'm told I'm very funny. Now, you only watched an hour last time we talked. Did you ever finish it?
I did.
Oh, you did? Yes. So you saw my scenes probably before. I'm in the first hour. How am I? Because I haven't seen it.
You're very good. It kind of gave me a little, like when I asked you the question before we had interviewed with the whole Grow House vibe.
Okay.
At least the character kind of seemed a little like that. Obviously, you're a boss there, but it actually came off really well.
Yeah.
And I thought your character was great. And since we had talked before...
I feel like it's a different character than the Grow House.
Well, I mean, a little bit, yeah. Definitely.
He was more like Mr. The guy from The Neighbor from The Simpsons in Grow House.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Ned Flanders?
Yeah, I was kind of going with a little Ned Flanders there. This guy's more like...
You reminded me, like, if you were to take your character and put you in, say, like, Office Space, I feel like it...
I was going for the Gary Cole in Office Space boss.
So then,
yeah,
I picked up on that then, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, you're super funny. And I could see where they could have added you, as you said, after they had already filmed most of that stuff.
They already filmed like stuff at the bowling alley, and afterwards they're like, man, I wish you were around for the bowling alley. We would have just put you in the background, like in a Bill Murray thing of like too many gloves and rolling gutter balls. I wouldn't be on their team, but it would have like been somewhere else. Just a shot of me. I don't have a team. That's how much of a loser I am. Anyway, it's a lot of fun, and we're gonna have a great interview coming up with
Brittany Furlan
and Drew Van Acker. Right.
So let's go ahead and get into those interviews.
Right.
All right, welcome back to the Dave and Creech Show, guys. We've got Brittany Furlan here. She is promoting her newest movie, Spy Intervention, which comes out next Friday.
I've heard of that.
Yes, Dave has a small part in that himself.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day, so is this a really, what do you think, Brittany, because you're a romantic woman there, like, is this something that, is this a good date movie for Valentine's Day for everybody?
It's a really fun movie, and honestly, it's so funny because my anniversary with my husband's February 14th. Like, that's how much of, like, a nerd I am, that I, like, love. So, yeah, it's a great date movie. Okay, basically the movie Spy Intervention is about a guy who's played by Drew Van Acker, and from Pretty Little Liars. His name's Corey Gage. And in the film, he's a spy, and he's kind of tired of the spy life, and he's like, I just want to settle down with a nice girl and, get away from all this spy stuff, even though he's living this, crazy life as a spy and traveling the world and all that stuff. So he gets a job at a box company selling boxes. And one day in the mall, he's chasing someone, and he bumps into our other lead, Poppy DeLevine, and knocks her over. And it's kind of like love at first sight, And so Poppy and him get married, and they do the whole, at-home love situation, and then things just get kind of like regular. And I play Poppy's best friend, Brianna. We work at a perfume store together. And I'm telling her, I'm like, why are you even into this guy? He works at a box store, all this stuff. But, nobody knows that he has, this secret life of a spy. And so the spy company comes back. They're like, we need you for this job. He tries to turn it down. He ends up getting reeled back into it. And there's a really special secret turn that I'm not going to reveal. But basically, he's trying to live this double life of being a spy and being a stay-at-home guy who works at a box company. And so obviously that causes some drama because his wife starts thinking, is he cheating on me? What's going on? He's never home. He's always running around. And, I kind of support that. But then we find out things are very different, and also different with her situation. So it's a really cool movie. It's really fun. It has Blake Anderson in it also from Workaholics, and it's just a really funny movie. The whole thing is like a comedy. So if you want to just laugh and have a good time, it's definitely a fun date movie. It's not depressing or anything like that. So
right, and your role as Brianna and your Han's friend, you're his wife's. Well, they do get married in the movie, right? You're her best friend. So you're sort of, I wouldn't say you're the troublemaker, but you're in her ear about, even though he's got this sort of Mrs. Doubtfire thing going on in terms of the twisty, he's a spy, but he's a bad, he's just a salesman in a cardboard thing, et cetera, but something's up. You're sort of the auspices of kind of moving that along. Right, because you're the one.
I'm doing what any typical friend would do. We see this situation where he's keeping really late nights, and we're seeing him with another woman, and we're like, what the hell is going on? He's cheating on you. I'm kind of amping her up the whole time because I don't know the situation either. So it's actually really funny then when you find out everything that actually is going on and why he's doing these things. So, but it does look really bad for him during the movie. You're like, wow, this guy's an asshole. So
you're playing the character the exact reason I really don't like my wife to have girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm like, and that's why I gotta just make sure she spends all the time with me, because I never know what her friends are saying about me, It's like
the friends are important.
So I'm in the film as well. I don't know if you knew that, but I play the. Have you seen the film?
Of course I have. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't see it until last night. They sent us a link. There's a premiere. I think it's Wednesday night. So. Are you going to be there? Are you? I will be there.
Yeah, I'll see you there. That's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know if you'd be in town, so you're going to be there as well. That's awesome.
Yes, super excited.
I wanted to wait to see the film because, you know what I'm saying, I love seeing it for the first time at premieres, but Drew's coming on after you, and I needed to have some idea of the movie again because we shot this 2.5 years ago.
I know, it's actually so crazy that it's just coming out. Yeah.
Right, and I knew it was going to take a while because when I got the role, one of the things that interested me was how the film was going to be made, and that the director, who's also named Drew, he's really into making miniature models and making these miniature model sets and stuff. And he really sold me on the idea of how creative the film is going to be on the filmmaking side of things. That we could try to make a, what was the Brad Pitt movie with Angelina where she stole him away from Jennifer?
I forget the name of it. The something.
Creech, that's your job, Creech.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know. What is the movie? What's the movie, Creech?
What's the movie?
Don't make it so dumb. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, where they're both kind of like undercover.
Mr. and Mrs. Miller.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah. It's, you know what I mean? Like when I saw this script, like, okay, there's some pieces of that in there, but in a Born Identity kind of thing. And I mean, Drew, and maybe it's not really a good date night for the guys on if I was, look, bring your girlfriends for Valentine's Day. But if you can't make it up Valentine's Day, then maybe Thanksgiving. I don't know. They'll still be around, but you know, he's a hottie, man. You know what I mean? This is like one of those.
Yeah, he's really handsome. Drew is like really super handsome. It's funny you said the Brad Pitt thing, because he kind of looks like a young Brad Pitt.
Exactly. I think that was that was sort of on purpose too, because I think Drew, the director, knew okay, I'm kind of doing a sort of indie version of these movies. Like we didn't have the budget. It's not a $50 million movie. It's not a $100 movie. But his creativity is taking these models and making something kind of kitschy and fun with it. And it's a filmmaker's movie at the same time that it is also a popcorn spy movie. It really combined a lot of things into it. But, you know, that's one of the reasons it's taken 2 years. And I sort of knew that. I wasn't on their case going, when's that movie done? So I'm curious to see how it's going to play. You're busy as heck. And you've been busy for years.
Things have been crazy. It's been great. I actually have my own podcast called Worst First, which is doing really, really well. It's a podcast where people talk about all the worst things that have happened to them in life, but it's, you know, obviously funny.
You wouldn't have enough time. I would be a terrible guest. You wouldn't have enough time. There's too many worse things for me.
Yeah, Dave likes to talk too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I have a lot of guests that come on there that it's actually really funny where, like, they know the premise of the podcast where it's called Worst First, you know, and it started with Worst First Dates, and then people come on there and they're like, actually, I've never had any bad experiences. I'm like, oh, really? Really? Like nothing ever bad happened to you? Wow, what a blessed life. But yeah, it's really fun.
But now, are you also active on YouTube? Or is this YouTube from the podcast?
Yeah, my podcast is on my YouTube as well. It's just my name, youtube.com/Brittany Furlan. Yeah, so I post new videos every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. So is that your biggest sort of focus on the social media platforms? You know, I mean, obviously you have Instagram and Twitter, but those are all ancillary to the engine that is YouTube, right?
Well, actually, no, I didn't start on YouTube, and my biggest following right now is on Instagram. But I have a lot of YouTube subscribers though, so I have a lot more Instagram subscribers. So yeah,
right,
it's actually really cool.
So how does that work with so many? And I know you had a big Vine breakout, you know, back then. I had a band, just to let you know. I had a band. We were around for 10 years, and we put so much effort in MySpace, right? And we built it up. We had 1 million friends in MySpace, and it built up. And next thing you know, I turned around, and no one's there, and everyone's on Facebook. And I'm old. I'm a little older than you. I'm about your husband's age. And I was like, I don't have it in me to keep going to another one, you know, another login, another thing. I was just like, okay. That was the first big one, and when that crashed, I was like, well, how long is Facebook going to be? How long is Twitter going to be? How long is Vine going to be? You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know if I had the effort to put in. So when you're on Instagram, you have more followers there, and you have YouTube. How do you decide where to put how to split up the pie, how to split up your time? You know, and just speaking to other people that want to do it out there, how does that all come into play with your brains?
I mean, I try to, like, kind of go across all platforms. I try to, like, you know, go on Twitter every couple days. I'm on Facebook. I'm mostly active on Instagram. And then, you know, obviously posting my video footage of my podcast every week on YouTube. But And then I also have a TikTok. You know, I kind of just play around with all the social media stuff that's out right now. But you're right. I mean, it is a lot, honestly, like to constantly be ping-ponging around. Like, okay, all right, I posted to Facebook. Now I got to post to TikTok. All right, I posted to TikTok. Now I got to post to Instagram. All right, I posted to Instagram. Now I got to go post to, you know, Twitter. Like, it is a lot to keep up with, to be honest. But it's actually, like, I enjoy it. So it's fun for me, to be honest. I mean, and it's better than having a 9-to-5. I'd rather be able to create content and have fun and make money off of it and enjoy my life than report into an office every day and, you know, hate what I'm doing. So I love it.
Absolutely. I get it. But I do think it takes, and that's what's interesting is you do love it. You know what I mean? The action of doing all that. I'm so ADD and my mind gets so, I think I just get overwhelmed with having to bounce around. But I do know that you can, I'm pretty sure that, like, your Twitter can hook up to your Facebook, so if you post one thing, doesn't it, like, kind of go across the spectrum somehow, too?
Yeah. You can do that, but I think it's better to put different content on each thing. You know what I mean?
Keep it all individual, right.
I think it's good to keep it all fresh. That way people, you know, they know, like, you know, people that are really big fans of yours, like, that want a lot of content from you, they want to be able to go to different platforms and see different things without, you know, getting inundated with the same thing. Like, oh, he just linked his Instagram to his Twitter, and I'm just looking at, I'm just getting taken back to Instagram to look at a photo, you know, or Facebook.
Right.
You know, it's cool. It's cool for people that
and if
are
they're
really,
on there, they want to be. Yeah, they want to. It's because when you're posting something on Instagram, the people viewing it are on Instagram, and they're on there because that's what they want to be on. They're threading through that. They don't want to click then and go to the other thing. So, what is up with this TikTok? I mean, now I'm going to sound old, but I am old. I don't quite understand it.
I love TikTok, and I'm 33. I think it's fun.
Well, tell me what it is.
Basically, TikTok is it's kind of like the new form of Musical.ly. I don't know if you remember the Musical.ly app, where kids were on this app called Musical.ly, and they were kind of doing like all this jerky motion to dancing to music. And then basically with TikTok now is, you know, people are making these funny videos. I mean, they're not all funny. Some of them are creative, or people are, like, showing you their lives or whatever, kind of just like Vine, everything. There's a kind of mixed bag. But I'd say the majority is comedy and dance. And so people get on there and they show off their dance moves to songs, and then people can, you know, use the same song and show their version of it. And so it's kind of like this cool community thing where people are making a joke and they're using audio, and then someone else can use that audio to make their own version of the joke. And so it's like, it's a very creative platform, and I think it's a lot of fun. And I think it is like the new Vine. I think it's going to take over, even though Vine just released this app called Byte, which is supposed to be like Vine 2.0. But, I mean, honestly, it's so weird to go back to Vine after all of the progression we've made in terms of social media. I mean, like, I'm having so much fun on TikTok. I downloaded the Byte app, and I tried to play around on there, and it just seemed so rudimentary. Honestly, like, I was like, oh, this is just like caveman days. Like, I remember when we first started making these videos, this is what it was like. But it's so much more fun on TikTok to be able to do all these things, and you can add effects to your video and all kinds of stuff.
Got it. And now, just on you know, my internet just dropped out for some reason. I was actually looking at IMDb. I wonder what happened. I got a sign. I'm at a hotel in Atlanta.
Oh.
But I'm in the lobby because check-in's not till 3, which was just a couple of minutes ago. But we've been rolling other interviews. On your before Vine, before any of that, Brittany, as a young. Where are you from? Are you from the Philly area?
I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia originally. Yeah.
Well, you know, because that's where I'm from, and Drew's also from that area.
I know. We're all East Coasters. Isn't that funny?
We're East Coasters, and we shot that film on the year the Eagles won. You know what I mean? So
I know. And we went. And oh my God, do you remember that haunted hotel we stayed in? That thing was so creepy.
Oh yeah, I've been in creepier though. The town was interesting, but yeah, no, I've been in creepier hotels.
Oh my God, I thought that hotel was so scary. The guy at the hotel, like one night, Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I brought my little wiener dog with me because I just like her as a travel companion, and she was with me in the hotel room. And one night I'm in the hotel room and I'm throwing her ball and I'm not really paying attention, and she keeps bringing me her ball and I'm throwing it over my shoulder, and then I'm unpacking my bag and she brings me her ball and I throw it over my shoulder. And then I turn around and she's staring at me, wagging her tail. And I'm like, I just threw your ball. Like, where is it? And in my room there was a bookshelf, and the ball was perfectly placed on, like, the third shelf, just sitting next to the books.
Oh.
What the
You're right.
hell? Dude,
you are so right. No. I didn't know that's what you were talking about. No. I totally got a haunted feeling in that hotel room. I totally got a haunted feeling because it was old too. Like, it was an old.
Okay, and I forget the name of it. And I forget the name of it. But if you Google it, I forget the name of it. It was like, wasn't it like something Mary? I don't know. Anyway, it was.
Right.
If you Google it, you see that it was on, like, America's Most Haunted Places, right? So then my dumb ass Googled the hotel. Yeah, Google it. It's on YouTube. And then my dumb ass Googles the hotel, and apparently there was, like, this bride there, and she walks the hallways, or the lady in blue dress, or something like that. I don't really remember. So then I freak out, you know, because this ball is on the shelf in the room, and I call the security guard, and I was like, hey, is this place freaking haunted? And he's like, oh, hell yeah. I don't like walking around here by myself at night.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, oh, great. And then I had.
Wait. Stop. Wait. That was the security guard told you they don't like.
Yes. Yes. Isn't that fucking bananas? And then I'm, like, shitting my pants, and I'm with my dog, and I'm so scared. And then that night, I have a dream that fucking Satan, and by the way, I don't have dreams like this. I have a dream that Satan comes into my room, a big, scaly red lizard guy with red eyes, and starts carving pentagrams into my thighs.
Yeah, that might just be because you listen to a lot of Motley Crue now. I don't know.
No. This was like a random dream that freaked me the hell out. It was so scary.
That is. I didn't have any dreams like that. But we also shot around Halloween. Do you remember? It was Halloween because I went back down to Philly for Halloween. And then
was it Halloween?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was in October. It was getting cold up there. Yeah, it was right around Halloween. And, the Eagles won that year, though. I went I went to the Rams game. When we got back, I went to the Rams, which is the one where Carson Wentz he got injured there. They won the game, which got them into the playoffs, but he got injured, which brought in Nick Foles, and the rest is history. But also, one relationship we have, I bet you know Ed Bassmaster then, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. Right? He's so funny.
Yeah, so I produced his TV show for CMT, so down in New Orleans.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So I think he mentioned you way back then.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
So what else is next? Because here's the other thing: you're getting really busy. You're doing so many films, and so do you feel like there's just going to be a point where you're just doing movies and TV, and at some point you won't be so active on the internet, or do you think that'll never go away? Because
I don't think it'll ever go away. I think it's like a fun thing to do in between stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's nice. I would even love to be doing more. But yeah, it's been great. I'm really grateful, and I'm happy, and life is good. I can't complain, honestly. It's really, really nice. So,
like, I'm looking here, and it says Paradise Theater or
Paradise City. So I just shot a TV series called Paradise City with Bella Thorne and Cameron Boyce, who sadly passed away. I don't know if you heard about that. He was a really great actor.
Right, he was from Jesse, right?
Yes, he had a seizure.
Yeah.
So he was awesome. He's in it, and a bunch of people are in it. Drea De Matteo from The Sopranos, and It's like basically a TV version of that movie, American Satan. So it's like a rock and roll kind of movie, and I play a agent's wife in that. So it's really cool. It's exciting. It should be coming out in like a couple months. So really, really exciting.
Right. So
yeah.
Do you think that was the last thing that Cameron shot, maybe? Or
it was, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the last thing he did.
Yeah, that kid's super talented.
So cute. Really cute. Life is fleeting.
Well,
gotta be, grateful for every day. It's crazy, man.
Well, what else is there? What would you like? Is there anything else on your mind to promote? And Creech, do you have any questions for her?
I personally would love people to check out my podcast because I'm having so much fun on there and it's doing really well. I've had some amazing guests. It's mostly comedians. Bill Burr was just on it. I had Bert Kreischer. I have a bunch of actors that have been on there. Mina Suvari, Drea De Matteo's done it. I have a lot of musicians on there too. Nikki Sixx, Machine Gun Kelly. It's just been basically a really fun podcast where people come on and tell the craziest shit that's ever happened to them, and it's definitely very entertaining. So it's called Worst First, and it's on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcast.
Right, so it's pretty much available on any podcast portal. Worst First, as well as YouTube.
I would say
as well as
say
YouTube.
Go to YouTube and watch it though, because the visuals are on YouTube and you get to see everyone's faces and everything. So I would just go to Worst First with Brittany Furlan on YouTube and check it out.
And is it always one person? Is it a kind of a group thing?
No, it's usually just.
You know what I mean?
It's usually just me with the guests. Sometimes my dog is there, and sometimes my husband's there. So my husband will kind of come in on a couple of them, but mostly it's just me and the guest.
And what is your dog's name again?
Nina the Wiener. She's a little wiener dog.
Nina the Wiener. Yeah.
Nina the Wiener. Yeah.
Dogs.
She's awesome. Oh my God, she's looking at me right
any
now.
last questions?
Obviously, we had talked about your Vine stuff in the very beginning, and starting out, obviously with that you had to keep creating more and more content, to get out there, and everybody keeps watching it. And what was the creative process? Did you have days where you just sat and wrote, Vines, or was it more improv? How did all that go?
I was basically just sitting in my house all day. I have a really bad anxiety disorder, and I was not taking anything for it, and so I kind of wasn't leaving my house. And I just was sitting there, and I wanted to do more comedy, but obviously I was just having this weird anxiety situation about leaving my house. And so I was sitting there all day kind of bored, and I just started using my brain and making videos, and it was the only thing that was making me happy at the time, and I was having fun, and I would make 4 to 5 videos a day, and it was some of them I would write down, but most of them would just come to my brain quick fire, and then I'd shoot them. And that was the fun thing about Vine, is that you could think of it and then shoot it, and you could think of it and then shoot it, and you could think of it and then shoot it, because it was such a a simple platform. And then out of nowhere it just started blowing up, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then it took off, and my career went off from there. So it was awesome. Yeah, really happened really naturally. I had no intention of, it becoming anything other than just kind of me helping myself, because I was in such a hard place, and I was just trying to entertain myself. And then it just kind of went crazy. And I think that's how the best stuff happens, when you're not intentionally trying to do something, when you're just being genuine to who you are and just having fun. I think that's the best, when stuff happens that way.
Really quick, in terms of films, and I'm not even going to talk TV, just films. I do more films than I do TV, but is there some genres or characters that, looking forward, going bucket list wise, I really want to do this someday. I want to do this type of film, horror film, drama films, action. I don't know, what's on the horizon for you on a visual level, visualizing your own future, that you would like to put out there in the universe to go, this is what the kind of stuff I'm looking to do.
I would love to do a Quentin Tarantino movie. That's my bucket list. I would just love, even if I have the smallest part, I would love to work with him. I think he's amazing. I think he's so talented, and I love his style of film, and I just love everything about it. And that's like my goal. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I think he's like the coolest in the world. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, right. Here, I'll give you something because we were just talking about on this last film I was shooting in Orlando just now. I just wrapped it, and it was 2.5 weeks out there. But we brought up. I was shooting with an 85-year-old DP. His name is Francis.
Wow.
And he shot with Humphrey Bogart. He works with Humphrey Bogart and stuff. And it was so old and so cute. And he was getting cold, and they'd give him a little blanket, and he'd have chocolate cake at night with milk before he'd go to bed. It was, you know what I mean? Like, and the best part was he was next to me at the hotel, but I didn't know that. So I was trying to be like, I was out every night. So I was always trying to be quiet, like, oh. And then I realized, he said, I'm next door. Don't worry about making noise. I can't hear anything with my hearing aids out. I'm like, all right, it's the perfect thing.
Oh, my God.
But we were talking about Tarantino and, I mean, you know, the cast and stuff and the last film he did. And somehow it came up that he has a major foot fetish.
Yeah, he does.
Which I guess it's kind of obvious, but and then when they told me that and they talked to me about the movies, I was like, oh, yeah. I do see that a lot in the movies and stuff. So, so there's your in. There's your in. You need to get that. You need to get that foot fetish TikTok crap going right now.
Oh,
be the
my
number one
God.
foot on TikTok. And
that's hilarious. I don't have great feet, but that's hilarious. I love it.
No, who knows? He might. Those might be the type of feet he's into. You never know. But also, if you get a chance to read for him and audition, I would say this to everyone out there, but especially Brittany, wear flip-flops, wear open toes.
Oh, my God, I'm dead. That's hilarious.
You as a female, you can get away with that, but me, it's like, you know, I'm wearing flip-flops and I'm in for, like, the cop or something like that. It's like,
that's hilarious.
What's up, Quentin? How you doing?
They're like, why is this guy wearing flip-flops?
So that's our
it's
in.
Weird. It's 60 degrees outside. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
He's playing fireman. Why is he coming in playing a fireman with flip-flops? What does that have to do?
Oh, my God. You have your toenails painted and shaved. They're like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of
I have, like,
cute.
little mirrors on there. I put little shiny things because of, like, a fish lure. You know, he's got to make sure he gets drawn to it. It's like, you know, there's glitter on there and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Well, all right. Hey, it's been a lot of fun chatting with you, and I will see you on Wednesday night. Yeah, what a pleasure. Thank you for taking time with us. All right.
Hey,
of
later,
course.
thank you so much.
I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you soon.
All right.
You got it. Bye.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Thanks.
I work in cardboard. Sell cardboard boxes.
I thought I'd always be a spy. Despite the occasional heat, life was pretty carefree. Until I met you.
So you can't wait to go out, assume your cover, sell cardboard boxes.
Don't hesitate to call back and ask for Cardboard Corey.
Welcome to the team. Well, let's knock him down and knock him back.
What are you gonna tell me next? That you like drinking domestic beer?
I love domestic beer. God, I hope it stays like this forever.
We are the laughing stock of this league.
Without stools, where's everyone going to congregate? At the dinner party.
What dinner party?
Corey.
What?
We're going to have a lot of dinner parties.
We are?
This is an intervention. We know you're miserable.
My life is great.
Your life sucks. Egan's back. We believe he's trying to acquire plans for a weapon. We've arranged for you to come back for this one mission.
You want me to pretend to be married to someone else?
It's your job to hook up with her.
Oh, it's happening. He's having an affair. Duh, dude. You can't just spy on the guy.
Oh, yes, you can.
What is going on?
Hey, what's going on?
You are not ruining my dinner party just because our marriage is over.
Hey, everybody.
She's not his wife. This is his wife.
This definitely falls under reconcilable differences.
Who wants a nightcap?
But I'm going till the wheels fall off!
Oh my God.
Drew,
how we doing?
It's Dave Sheridan.
I appreciate it.
How you doing, man?
It's good to hear from you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I haven't seen you since this thing.
Yeah, it feels like forever.
Thank you for joining us. As long as we remember our ABCs to always be cardboarding, I think we will be well off on this podcast.
One of my favorite lines from the movie, by the way. Just a little heads up.
I think I made that line up too. So
I'm pretty sure you did. We talked about it.
Yeah. I actually didn't. Creech has seen the film because they sent a link. I didn't see it, but I'm in it, so I didn't want to watch it because we got the premiere coming up. Well, the premiere's on Wednesday, and I was like, do I want to watch it on a laptop or go see it for the first time? With everybody.
Nah, you can wait. You can see it. You can see it on the big screen. Unless
it's. What if I get up halfway through going like, I could have watched this thing at my house on my laptop? Fuck that.
I highly doubt it, but you never know. I think you're gonna love it, man. I think the way it all came together and your stuff particularly is it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
I can't. So by the way, we had Brittany Furlan on, and we're going to combine all this in the same episode. So she did a really good job of explaining the movie. You know what I mean? So
sure.
For our guests, they're already up to speed with the film itself because we're going to play her interview first, and that way she did all the exposition of she actually already spoke about your character and stuff. We will get a little bit more about your character. Everyone knows the film plot here. However, one thing that harkens back to me, it's taken 2.5 years to make this. And I originally got the phone call from Drew, the director, and he really sold me on how cool this film was going to be because, he loves to do this modeling and the miniatures and stuff like that, and which is really one of the reasons it's taken so long for the film to get finished because that's a painstaking thing to do.
Absolutely.
So did that aspect also excite you when you took the role and was doing movies where you're like, oh, this is going to be kind of unique at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? For me, I was on a little earlier than that. So I was on before Milray came on board. I was, I produced it as well. So I was on from the early stages, with the producers and kind of the first step was finding a director that could take this, hilarious script that Mark and Lane had written off the page and turn it into something kind of visual and unique and stylized, something that we haven't seen before in the spy genre. So when I got to sit down with Milray, he came with months worth of preparation, and he only had, I think, about a day and a half. So right off the bat, we were blown away by his style and his vision and what he kind of wanted to create. And he knew from that meeting, he knew exactly what he could do with it. And he kind of pitched us the idea of the dioramas and all this really cool visual style that he had for the film. So I left there completely inspired and felt like the train was already leaving the station. I knew we had someone special. I knew this kid was immensely talented and to answer your question, it did excite me because I knew it was something that we haven't really seen before. We've seen styles, similar, but nothing exactly like this. So I knew we had something really special in our hand, from very, very, very early on.
The difference was that he was already on with me and he pitched me what he was doing. You were actually, he came to you in an interview. So it was something that you had to share. Like, it was like, wait, was he the only one? Like, what I'm saying was when he came in, did it open up a world going like, hey, we never even thought of it like that? You know what I mean? That's a great
absolutely.
idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I personally, it's one of those things where you like to think of yourself as a creative and, in all those aspects of what you do professionally. And you meet somebody like Drew Milray and you kind of quickly realize like, oh, okay, there's a whole nother world going on here. There's a whole nother level of creativity that I hadn't even thought of. And no, I hadn't even thought of anything like that. And I had many conversations with the producers about the movie and where we wanted to try and potentially take it. And no, nothing like that or his style had even popped into our mind. So, when he first brought it up, we were just blown away.
I think the audience is going to see, and they already know you from your previous stuff. You're kind of in shape. You're in shape. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever done it. I don't know if you've ever done a sit-up or whatever. I mean, I think you're the type of guy that eats like a large. Yeah, you eat a large pizza a day and just surf the internet and then end up with that, in shape still. I guess it's just genetic, but no. But this is a role that, because you play other roles where it's like, well, it doesn't rely on,
Yeah, exactly.
My fitness is not a part of a role, but this is a role where your fitness plays into the believability of your character. Do you know what I'm saying? So, even though you're also, there's some eye candy there for the girls here on Valentine's Day, I must say. The film is being released on Valentine's Day, so
that is true, on Valentine's Day. Milra and I talked about that too. Milra and I talked about that too, kind of early on in the stages of like, what kind of shape we wanted this guy to be in. Kind of like a world class, like kind of just like an overall super athletic type of guy. He fits into this. I mean, I did a lot of movie watching, kind of like old spy movies and James Bond movies, Dr. No, Thunderball, that movie Our Man Flint with James Coburn. And you see that, their body types are very different in the sense that, yes, they're believable, but, they don't necessarily look like the most athletic, type of guys. So we kind of wanted to modernize the spy genre a little bit. And, they have it now more so with, the newer Bonds and stuff like that. So we wanted to kind of take a little bit more of a modern approach.
Daniel Craig was that first. Right.
For me, it was just doing a lot of cardio. I don't do a lot of cardio. We did a lot of outdoor training and like, rock climbing, mountain climbing, things like that, just to kind of, get out of the monotony of, weightlifting. And that's one thing I kind of wanted to stay away from. So, it was fun, man.
And then going back to sort of training for other roles, has there been a role recently that, like, because I was looking at your IMDb, I saw a photo of you as a superhero. I don't know what it must have been a TV show or something. You're like in a sort of a badass superhero costume.
Yeah.
You look like you actually look 30 pounds bigger in that one of muscle, but I don't know if that's the suit itself or did you bulk up have you ever bulked up for a role even bigger than what your natural, carrying weight is?
Yeah, that was for a show called Titans, and I play Aqualad, and it's basically like the protege of Aquaman. He's like a younger protege of Aquaman in the DC world, and I did. I put on a lot of weight for that. I had about 10 or 15 different individual fittings to get fitted for the super suit, and it's an incredibly immense time and effort process that they put into these suits. And I mean, the work that they do, over there is it's staggering, really, when you see them all in the same room and you kind of see them come to life from the beginning. So to fit into the super suit, of course, we wanted to leave room for growth. So I think I put on about 12 to 14 pounds of just muscle. I was eating a lot of protein and carbs and taking in a lot of extra calories. So yeah, I was definitely weigh a lot more than that than I did here.
And how long did it take you to put on the 12 to 15 pounds?
It took probably like. It took probably like 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Like 2 months. I was going pretty hard because I didn't have a lot of time to really start prepping. So it was kind of a process. Even during the fitting, it was like I'm going to be putting on a little more weight, so let's factor that in. But it all worked out. The suit was rather tight. But overall, I think it went pretty well.
Right. Yeah. I haven't seen that show. Is that a Hulu show? I think that's on Hulu or something, isn't it? Maybe?
No, it's Netflix International, but it's on the DC streaming app because it's a DC network show. So right now it's officially on DC. That was season 2.
Right.
They're starting to shoot season 3 this year. So
is your character continuing on that?
You know, I can't say too much. I can't say too much. Yeah, I can't say too much about it, but I know there's been some talks and just some ideas floated around, but nothing official, you know, set in stone without going into too much detail. But you know, we had a lot of fun on that show.
Yeah.
And you know, I think everybody was pretty happy with the turnout. The cast is amazing, so it's kind of easy.
Well, hopefully they'll give you a little, you know, heads up of we need you back again, because I don't know if you can change that or like, oh crap.
Yeah, we need you next week. You know, that's going to be a problem. The suit's going to be swimming on me.
You're about to feel like what Christian Bale finally feels like, right? Like, I mean, he's got to be one of those actors. It's like, dude, that guy, he's, you know, I'd hate to be his scale at home. He's like, he's probably all over the place. His scale has like a disorder, you know what I mean? It's like the schizophrenic scale. Like, what the hell is that family of five?
That's an extreme that, like, I can't even imagine. I mean, I think I'd love to kind of test the waters and like see how I like the idea of pushing your body to the limit and seeing how far you can go. Obviously, keeping it in, you know, within the realms of safety. But I mean, he's somebody who I think we all know just pushes his body to the absolute limit, and to do it in such a short period of time. You know, to see him go from the Machinist to Batman. You know what I mean? Like, it was
right. The
it's
Batman
amazing.
To Cheney to like
exactly
the POW
Cheney,
guys.
yeah.
It's like, you know, that would be a funny comedy, because I think people know that archetype of actor enough. He's not the only one, but he's definitely the quintessential. But that could be a funny little thing of the guy that gains the weight, like, you know, to play like a Cheney or play like what was that one? They just did the Bomber with Clint Eastwood. They did the Richard Jewell, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a coveted role. And it's you, but you basically put on 200 pounds of fat, right? You become obese, but it doesn't come off. You know what I mean? You can't get it off. And it's like that, and it's just a comedy though about, like, you know, oh crap, I can't get this off. You know, like,
man.
From there, I don't know where it goes, but
you got to start writing it.
I think people watching would understand. They've seen enough actors do the boomerang weight stuff, you know what I mean? And it would be funny to have one of like that kind of day-in-the-life frustrated actor.
You're saying like where the actor never he can never take it, like he never loses the weight. Like he just is stuck with it.
Back, you know? Yeah, he can't get it off. That's like, you know, like.
Wow.
But there's, you know,
great.
I don't know where the story goes with it, because I think you could actually turn it very poignant about, you know, weight struggles and weight loss and you know, what people go through and stuff like that. Because Creech, I mean, people know Creech, right? Creech, you're a big guy. Creech is a big guy.
I am a big guy, correct.
What are you weighing right
now? I think about 4. I used to be about 530 though. I have lost a little bit of weight.
530.
Oh, there you go.
400. But you were down. What? Right? You did really well. You lost a lot of weight. What was it? What did you get down to? 280, 320? What was it?
I think like 360. I did find a little bit of the weight back. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you have a specific routine? Were you not eating? What was your plan?
I was doing the keto diet. So, like, I only had, like, 17 grams of carbs a day.
Oh, wow.
And so, basically, I had, like, I couldn't really have anything. It's like, even a bottle of Mountain Dew is, like, 77 grams. Right. So, like, just mostly water and then eating meats all the time.
Yeah.
So you said...
You can't drink sodas. You cannot drink sodas. Sodas are not the way to go. They're out the door right away, if you know. But what do you find it hard?
I cut that out a while ago.
But like on Creech, you lost all that weight. You were dating a girl, right? You had a girlfriend, so it's sort of like that's one way to like keep the weight in check is you have that girlfriend. It's like, hey, I want to look good. But you know, do you find you struggle with your weight, Creech? Honestly.
I mean, at times, yeah. I try not to focus on what the scale says, because sometimes, you know, you can be hyped up and like, all right, I got this, and then you look at the scale and it's like I haven't lost a pound or I gained 2 pounds. So it's like trying not to focus on that and just focusing on maintaining what I'm doing and knowing in the end.
Yeah, it's about how you feel. It's about how you feel.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was going to get at. Everyone's different. Everyone has, and I do feel in our society that, and I think it's pretty obvious. We're all very aware of, like, there's pressures on society to be a certain way. But there's also there's also health concerns, and those are the two things you balance. But at the same time, there are people that have their natural, and Drew knows this, because I know you've worked out. Your fitness is a part of who you are. Regardless of you being an actor, you would be into fitness. But at the same time, therefore, you understand your body. And when we talked about putting the 15 pounds on or 20 pounds on, there's a natural weight that Drew is. You know what I mean? And because I would work out, I actually lost. I got down to like 139 for a role, was the lowest I was. And this was only a year and a half ago. And I couldn't maintain that. What happened was eventually I came back to that same middle-aged weight that I am. And so I don't, it's like I feel like there's a barometer that is built into people's DNA.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Like, I was talking to a trainer too about this when I was doing when I was prepping for Titans, and he kind of said the same exact thing. He's like, look, everybody has this natural body weight that is just kind of like encoded in their DNA that you will just fluctuate towards, and you can change that, obviously with the right work ethic and diet and things like that. You can change that, but if normally you're going to fluctuate around whatever that said body type is or weight may be.
Right. That's something I heard, that if you do something like somebody out there wants to lose a lot of weight or gain a lot of weight, that there is I don't know what the set time is, but there's a certain amount of set time that you have to maintain whatever your goal weight is. You got to maintain that for, I don't know if that's a month, 2 months. This is the part I don't know, but there is a reset that your body will, it's almost putting in a new combination code, and then you have to hit pound to lock it in, and it's almost like there is a time frame to keep that weight exactly where that is, and then your body encodes itself to feeling like that's its new natural weight. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so do you know how many is this film when it's released on the 14th? Is it on? How will our listeners here go and see our film?
Yeah, man, it's it's in theaters, select cities, of course, but number one, first form, it's in theaters, which if you can get to a theater near you that is playing, I think that would be the best experience overall. It's a lot of fun, as you know. It's on digital as well, on demand. I know it's Apple TV, iTunes, Amazon, Fandango now. I'm just trying to remember all. It's pretty much all, streaming platforms, Vudu.
Right.
But this is February 14th, so my suggestion, of course, would be to go to the theater and see it if you're close. But if not,
I agree
make other arrangements.
Not every film is like you have to go see in the theater, and obviously, giant like Star Wars, you got to go see that in the theater. I don't know somebody who's like, I'm waiting for that to come on my iPad. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna watch that. Then you miss something. Like 1917, you don't watch on your iPhone. You go and get that in the movie theater. But this also with the way it's done with Drew's stuff.
Yeah.
This is a film I think people will enjoy on a big screen. And the other thing about this is because it's Valentine's Day. Your ladies out there and your boyfriends and your girlfriends. This is don't. This isn't Netflix and chill night. Go out to spend the money. Go out to a dinner and take your lady to the movie theater. Have Drew be, Drew's going to entertain her for 2 hours, and then you're the Drew. You be the spy. There's going to be a little spy invention in the bedroom after this movie. Hey, Drew, in 9 months, there might be a lot of kids. Drew, in 9 months, there might be 100,000 babies with the name Drew. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Drew or Corey.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know what, though?
Yeah,
it's fun. It's good too because it's not overly it's a movie that, if it is a date night situation, it's a movie that, personally, I'm not just pitching either. I feel like, everybody could enjoy. It's not overly, romantic comedy. It's not overly action. It's this beautiful little blend of both. And it's obviously, like we said before, it's something that's completely unique and very grounded in the characters and in their lives. So it's almost like a little. It's. I know Milray and I had talked about this, but it's very much a fairy tale spy world. You know what I mean? With a lot of handcrafted, stylistic approach that kind of takes you back to like the old Batman TV shows with the models and the rear projection and all that. And so like for the movie, a lot of the effects are over the top, but the performances aren't. They're very real. They're very grounded, and it kind of lets you poke fun at the spy genre while still kind of investing in the characters in a really modern way. That's just that's our take though. But I think it'll be really fun, for people kind of all ages really, especially on Valentine's Day. So theater's my recommendation.
Awesome. I dropped out actually.
It's definitely
when you were talking about the performances and the models and the grounded versus the Batman-like stuff, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I also, while I was dialing back in, I thought there might be 10 kids named Rick Shively, which would be very weird, but I might inspire ladies. If you're into goatees, Rick Shively's in this film too.
I was doing an interview the other day, and somebody was asking me, some of the scenes that I enjoyed, or some of the scenes I worked, or some of the actors I worked with, and I was like, Dave sticks out in my mind. I'm not just saying this on the phone. Sticks out in my mind because what he brought was, I'm even smiling now thinking back on some of our scenes, and they said, was there ever some scenes that you had, trouble keeping a straight face with a lot of these, comedic giants that have so much experience in the comedy world? And I was like, oh, absolutely. And it instantly brought me to some of the scenes that I had with you. And I was telling her, I was like, I got to just watch, and just soak up a lot of what you were doing. And Blake was the same. You guys are so fluid and so present in the moment, but also so open to, what's happening around you, and to be able to play and just kind of be free in the moment. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. So I think you're gonna love it, man. Your scenes are hilarious.
And I love working in that space. You know what I mean? I was so glad that there was that type of filmmaker to also be like, okay, let's discover the characters, but also lock it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, once it's locked in, it's like, and that's what I said. That's what I said too. Is every actor that came into this movie kind of had the tone set right off the bat. Everybody knew, all right, we're gonna make something kind of incredibly unique and stylized, and everybody came in with that, with their characters, like you said, locked in. And then from that moment on, Milray was great with kind of letting people play and just have fun with it, and see what happens. Some of it makes it into the film, some of it doesn't. But that was kind of something that really stood out for me in this process throughout the whole film, was just how much fun we had being able to create and see what worked and what didn't.
Right. So what besides the film, is there something else you want to promote that might be coming up that listeners might want to hear about?
Man, we have I have a lot of things that are harking on secrecy right now, but there's a couple things coming up in the near future that I'm hoping to be able to announce within this week or next week, that I'm producing and starring as well. And we got some really, really big, juicy cast coming together right now. So, without giving anything away, and getting in trouble and, ruining things, hopefully I'll be able to announce it in the next coming week. So, whoever's listening, if you guys just stay tuned with me or your guys' show, I can keep you guys updated, and we'll have some good stuff coming in the near future.
Yeah. You'll put stuff on your Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah,
whatever, and
absolutely.
Fans will be in notice.
Hopefully this week, maybe early next week, but we'll see.
And that is spy intervention.
Yeah.
Well, again, everybody, please check out this film. It is awesome, and it was my privilege to be in it with you. And it's it's another little film on my resume that I'm super proud of. I love doing things that are different. I love doing things that are like, wait, nobody else is doing something like this, and I think it really does. It checks off that box as a cool film.
I mean,
and I think
that's
it's going to be enjoyable.
That's what this is.
So.
Absolutely, that's what this is.
Yeah.
And fans of your guys' show, are going to love you in this. So it's definitely
we don't really have any fans.
Checking out.
We have very little fans, but we have a lot of
listeners
that listen. They do. They listen to track down where they might run into me for to get money back from me, or
they put it on as background music while they're doing something else.
Exactly.
Well, they're on the punching bag thinking of my face. I have a lot of people that want to punch me. It's good gym music. And that's why we talked about working out, because I know people are just right now hitting the punching bag going, fucking Sheridan. So
it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle.
Exactly.
Drew, you're going to be at the premiere on Wednesday?
Absolutely. You coming?
Yeah, I'll be there. I will be there. So,
Creech, you are more than welcome to join as well. I don't know if the invite has been extended your way. Dave might not be
I didn't do that.
Polite in that manner, but I'm inviting you. If you would like to attend, you are more than welcome. We'd love to have you.
Don't upstage the co-host. Jeez. Yeah, Creech, I invite. Yeah, Creech, please come out. Come out, Creech.
Dave never invites me to his premieres.
He never invites you anyway, though.
Yeah.
No. That's fine. I didn't invite him to Halloween.
Yeah.
But no, we'd love to have you, man. Come on out for sure. I think you'll love the film too. And you got to see Dave in. He's hilarious. So.
Yo, I'll see you Wednesday, man. Rock it out.
All right, guys. I appreciate you taking the time. This has been amazing. You guys are great. So hopefully I'll see both of you on Wednesday.
Oh, and one last thing. We're going to do a whole doofy in 2020. It's going to be a campaign. I just want to get Doofy one vote. And this is the year. You got Trump, and God knows, it's going to be like a mayor from Indiana. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, the Simpsons mayor has more experience than this mayor. So I don't know what's going to go on, but it's,
so
or it could be billionaire versus billionaire, which would just be like, what are we talking about here?
So
right?
be on the lookout on the YouTube page. You might see some campaign stuff pop up.
If it ends up being Trump versus the other billionaire, what's his name?
I have no clue.
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer is another billionaire. Great job. She's smarter than us. Now, Bloomberg, right? Trump, Bloomberg. Then if it's Doofy, I also have to, basically, it has to come out that Doofy is a billionaire.
Right.
Because it has to be 3 billionaires on the thing. Okay.